Welcome to this training course on Lighthouse Academy. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. In this session, we will cover the admin menu, managing users, adding external training to a transcript, assigning training to users, using learning paths, and using the reports feature. So let's get started. When you first sign in as a manager, you should be on the admin dashboard. There are several tiles on the admin dashboard for you to be able to quickly and easily manage your entire team. The first one that you'll notice is the most popular training. This tile gives you the most popular training based on the training being completed by your direct reports. The next tile is called completion analysis. So in this example, you notice there have been 2 courses completed in our completion analysis. This lets me know that my direct reports have completed 2 courses so far. It also includes learning path completions and gives you a total as well. The next tile you'll notice is the success indicators tile. This gives you a list of the total completions, currently active users, adoption rate, missed curricula, and the competency rating based on the average completion of your employees. You may also see a tile labeled Task List. This lets you know of any pending or completed requests made by your users. For example, Donald Duck decides to take a course that requires manager approval before he can register. Those registration requests or approval requests will come through on the task list. If you see one, you can simply click on the request and it'll give you an option to approve or decline the request along with a notes field. By default, the task list is automatically set to inactive. So if you would like employees to be required to get manager approval prior to registering for a course, please reach out to us at info@angelaadamsconsulting.com and we can make that selection for you. The next tile is called Quick Links. This allows you quick access to admin menus without having to navigate to the admin menu, which we will talk about in just a moment. Next, you'll notice My Team. My Team refers to the users assigned to your particular agency and are under you as a manager. In this case, I have 3 employees: Donald Duck, agency principal, and agency user. At a quick glance, I can see their registrations, anything that is past due, and any requests that they have sent to me for approval. I can expand the My Team and other menus by clicking the folder in the upper right-hand corner of the tile. This allows me access to see what my employees are registered for, what's past due, and their requests, as well as quick access to manage them as a user. So if I click the gear icon, I should have 2 options: to sign in as them or proxy, and to reset their password. I see that they have 2 registrations. If I would like to see what those 2 are, I'm not able to click this, what appears to be a hyperlink. However, I can go over to Action and sign in as the agency user. I know that I'm signed in as them because it says agency user in the upper right-hand corner of my screen with a return hyperlink. There are 2 ways to view what this person is registered for. The first way is to look at their learning console in the in-process training tile. So I see this person is registered for features, advantages, and benefits, as well as PowerPoint 2016 Advanced. The second method is to go to registrations, and that will show me everything that is either in progress or has not yet been started by this user. To see training that they've already completed, I would go to their transcript. In this example, this user has completed the 60-second skills, innovation, and culture, and has missed the servicing customers course. To return back to your login, simply go up to the top right and click the return hyperlink. Notice that when I returned, it took me to my learning dashboard. If I want to get back to the admin dashboard, I would need to go to my admin menu. I can do that by clicking menu up here. You notice there is a down arrow. If I click it once, it will change over to the admin menu. I still see my learning console, but if I hover over reports and click on admin dashboard, that will change and take me back to my admin menu. On the admin dashboard, you'll also notice that there's a filter option for some of the tiles. So if I wanted to see the most popular training and I wanted to filter that down, I could click the filter icon and change the date range. Now that we've covered the admin dashboard, let's talk about user management. To manage users, simply hover over users in your admin menu and click on user management. The first page that you'll see is the search user page. So if you have a long list of employees, it may be easier to search for them here. However, if you have a short list of employees, simply click search in the upper right-hand corner and it will show you all of your employees at once. When managing users, you do have access to view their profile by clicking their last name hyperlink. Once the list of users has populated, you'll notice two quick hyperlinks on the far right. One is to reset a password, and the other is to sign in or proxy as that person. If you click here to reset the password, a new password will automatically be generated and sent to the email address we have on file. And the other option is to sign in as them. Since we recently saw an example of that, let's skip over to a more advanced function. If you click on the last name hyperlink of the user, you should land on their profile page. To add external training to their transcript, you'll want to go up to the top right of their profile page, click the gear icon, and go to transcript. To add external training, simply click the Add External Training hyperlink, as shown here. In this example, I'm going to enter a continuing education certificate of completion. So for the name of the training, I'm going to say this was ethics. A score is not required, but you want it to be as complete as possible. Let's say I did 3 hours, and my provider is the same as who offered the training, so I'm going to abbreviate this as IIABASC. Location is my state of South Carolina. You can get as specific as the city, but if this is for your CISR designation, it wouldn't matter, just so long as you enter the state. I could put the cost if it costs the company money. CEU refers to continuing education units. However, this feature is turned off because it's also the same as the number of hours that you spent. I can also upload my certificate as proof by clicking Browse, selecting my certificate, and then clicking Submit. It says my external training record has been successfully saved. So now I can go back and I should be able to view that on this person's transcript. So I see the ethics course that I just uploaded here. If I want to see it on this employee's transcript, I can simply go back and proxy as them by clicking Sign In As, go to the transcripts, and I see the ethics course here. So let's return back to our user, go back to the admin menu, and I'm going back to user management to show you how to assign training to your users. Assigning training is as simple as registering for a training course yourself. The only difference is you would sign in as the person you would like to request training for. For example, let's say you would like Donald Duck to take a planning course. Simply go to your user management, sign in as Donald Duck, browse for the training you would like him to take, or type in the training here and click search. In my example, I would like Donald Duck to take Principles of Planning. So while I am signed in as him, I'm going to add Principles of Planning to my cart. and I can go through the entire checkout process while I proxy as another user. So I'm going to proceed to checkout. This course does not cost anything, so I'm going to purchase now. Donald Duck will get an email notification saying that he has been registered for this course and that it has already been paid for. To finish, I can click Home and click Return to go back to my menu. Now let's talk about learning paths. If you would like to use learning paths in your agency, simply email us at info@angelaadamsconsulting.com, and you'll want to include the following information. First, let us know what you would like the learning path to be named. Let us know what courses you would like included within the learning path. What due date, for example, how many days from registration before this learning path should be completed. If this is for a new hire, imagine that for the first 90 days, you would like them to take a specific number of courses. For example, let's say you have 5 courses that you want each new hire to complete within 2 weeks of being assigned the learning path. In that case, the due date would be 2 weeks from the date of registration. You would also want to include whether or not there's a specific order to the learning path. So, can the new hire complete this learning path in whatever order they would like? Or would you like them to complete it in a specific order? And finally, you'll also want to let us know whether or not all of those courses are required. If you would like some electives in there, then some would be required, and you would give us a list of possible electives. Once all of the required courses and/or required and elective courses have been completed, that will satisfy the complete learning path and show as completed on their training transcript. Once this information has been provided to us, we will create that learning path for you and show you how to use it. The price associated with that learning path is completely dependent on the list of courses that you gave us within it. Now let's talk about reports. Hover over Report, then click on Standard Reports. There are 2 options available here, but only one that you would ever use, and that's Training Plan Status Report. This report is primarily used for those who have learning paths within their organization. The Training Plan Status Report allows you to see the progress of a learning path for a particular user. Now, as we saw earlier, you can also proxy as that user to see where they are with their learning path. But you can also do it with the Training Plan Status Report. Simply select that and click Next. The active date is not required, so let's skip down to Hierarchy Type. That is always going to be Organization. If you have multiple agencies that you're tied to, you may see more than one. However, I'm going to select my agency, which is my test agency here. The user status, I want to be able to see all of them, so I'm going to select all, but I could make it to where I'm only looking at active users. You see that the user dropdown is blank, so before I go any further, I want to click on Get Users. What that does is generates a list of all the users tied to the agency that you just selected. And I want to see the progress report on Donald Duck, so I'm going to click his name. If I had a learning path for Donald, I would simply select the learning path here and click Finish. That will generate my report and give me everything I need to know about Donald Duck and his learning progress on that learning path. That concludes this session of Part 3 of the 3-part training series on Lighthouse Academy. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next time.